This episode is sponsored by The Wedding Shop. Having a gift list makes life easier for both you and your wedding guests. With over 450 brands, honeymoon funds, charity contributions and personalised funds, there is absolutely no chance you're ending up with 40 of the same wine glasses. Not to mention the service is completely free of charge, which makes it even better. So to celebrate your engagement, we are giving anyone who registers for The Wedding Shop via the link in the show notes £50 worth of Wedding Shop credit for you to spend on any gift from their branded partners. T's and C's apply. Hi, I'm Imogen.
And I'm Ella.
And you're listening to the Rock My Wedding podcast,
bringing you all the inspiration and help you need as you make your way along your planning journey.
Join us as we chat with our recommended suppliers from our curated list, sharing with you all the expert advice.
And don't forget about Recycle My Wedding, your one-stop shop for a more sustainable wedding.
Hi, I'm Imogen.
And I'm Ella.
And we are back with a brand new series of Rock My Weddings podcast.
I know, I'm very excited. A little bit nervous.
Yes.
A little bit scared.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, this time as well, you can see us.
Yeah, there's the extra pressure because we're filming.
Yeah.
Which,
so be
it's
kind.
a little bit scary.
Yes, please.
But yeah, we've had so many messages the past kind of year or so asking when we're going to bring the podcast back. Can we bring the podcast back? So we thought, why not bring the podcast back?
After a lot of pressure.
From the team. And discussion.
Yeah.
So we'll be bringing you all the wedding chat.
Yep.
All the expert advice.
From our recommended suppliers.
Yeah. And yeah, we'll be joined by all our recommended suppliers. And we've actually been lucky enough to be able to film this episode in one of our recommended suppliers in Gloucestershire, which is Elmore Court. We featured a lot of weddings on Rock My Wedding that have been at Elmore Court, and they are always so beautiful.
Yeah.
But when you come in person, we came a few months ago for the Harvestival in September. We brought along Recycle My Wedding and met all the couples, all the people getting married here, and it was just beautiful.
Yeah.
So it's so lovely that we've been allowed to film here. So this episode, we're actually going to be talking all about bridesmaid fashion.
Yes.
And obviously, we've got a lovely recommended supplier guest. So you may recognise her from TH&TH Bridesmaids. It's Louie. Hello.
Yay.
Hello. Well, hello, everybody. Hi, guys.
Hello.
It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you so much for inviting me to this amazing venue.
Oh, thank you for coming.
Like you said, you've seen lots of weddings from this venue on Rock My Wedding. We've had lots of brides have weddings here. My God, it is stunning. I was pretending it was my house this morning. Driving in.
I mean, I wish, although it would cost a lot to heat. So
yes, about £10,000 a day. But
you'd have to just live in the one room.
Absolutely.
Although there are some beautiful big bedrooms upstairs. Have you seen those?
No, I'm going to have a little sneak around
Yeah,
later.
you can have a little sneak
I'm going to
around.
have a snoop.
Yeah.
There's an amazing one with a copper bathtub.
Oh my God, let's get in it.
We should have done the podcast in the bathtub.
I mean, that's a whole different podcast, isn't it? That's not
Very different vibes.
Yes, walking into that room where they'd set up the ceremony, it just, it gets me excited
Wow.
just to be in a venue and talking about bridesmaids and weddings. It just feels, super special to be here. So thank you.
Oh, well, like we said, it's great to have you here. Me and Jade actually came to TH&TH Bridesmaids a few weeks ago, didn't we? We spent a lovely day there chatting to you, Kitty, and the team.
Yes, we should have had the microphones there. It would
We should have.
Yeah.
Although I think there would have been a lot of editing.
There would have been a lot of editing. It was really, really fun. We had a real laugh.
It was lovely.
Jade trying the dresses on was amazing.
She looked stunning. Jade looked incredible.
She
did.
Yeah.
Incredible. She tried our new velvet dresses on, and she was running around and tried the heels on, and she looked fabulous. So thank you for coming. It was
It's great to see you, because you've got a new, so you're based in Leamington Spa, aren't you?
We are based in Leamington Spa. Yes, we have just moved into a brand new HQ, which is super exciting. We moved in there in May, and we're just still kind of fitting it out and getting it kind of properly like a bridal emporium. But we've been having customers coming since June. We've got a little showroom there, and we have our warehouse there, so we kind of do all our fulfillment from there, but we also have an incredible showroom which brides kind of come to and see all the dresses.
Yeah, no, it was so lovely to come and try them on, and just feeling like the different materials. I think that's something that's great when you kind of go and have that experience rather than just buying online.
Absolutely, yeah. As well as our stockists, we have our own showroom. So yeah, bridesmaids can come, try the dresses on and experience what a bride gets to experience, which I think is really important.
Yeah, I love that. And you can also bring like the mother of the bride and other family members to try them on. And when we were there, we were talking about how TH&TH Bridesmaids came about. And I think it's such a lovely story. And I don't know if
I haven't heard this.
You
so
don't know it.
excited.
I saved it.
Saved it for you, Ella.
Yeah.
So I got married 8 years ago. I've always been in the fashion industry. So when I was coming to looking for my own bridesmaids dresses, I really, really struggled. I really wanted Valentino, Elie Saab. I really wanted a big kind of fashion look for my wedding and my bridesmaids. I had a massive dress. I wanted my bridesmaids to also have very kind of regal, sophisticated dresses, but nothing was available. There were bridesmaids dress brands, but I felt they were very bridesmaids look, and I just wanted something more elevated for my wedding. So my two best friends at the time that I met at Nottingham Trent fashion degree, we came together, and the girls created my bridesmaids dresses because they're designers. They've been in fashion design for a long time. They created bridesmaids dresses for me as my wedding gift.
Oh, I love that.
So we designed them together with my three bridesmaids. We named the dresses after my bridesmaids. So the Alara dress, which is our signature dress, is named after Alara. Hi, Alara. One of my best friends. And yeah, we spent 6-8 months designing these dresses with Ping's production team at the time. She was working for an evening company out in Hong Kong, and she developed these dresses backwards and forwards. I mean, a bit sneaky because I was at work at my old job. We were kind of designing and developing them, pinging back ideas. She sent me laces for approval, dyeing the colours. I never thought anything would happen after designing my own bridesmaids dresses. So anyway, she created these incredible dresses for my bridesmaids. I had my wedding day, which was just the best day ever. It was everything I dreamed of.
Oh, that's so lovely.
I had a vision that what I wanted, and it all came true. It was a lot of work. I did a lot of it myself, pretty much most of it myself. But yeah, the bridesmaids dresses were a real standout because they were just so unique, really different to anything that anyone had seen. I said to everybody on the invitation that it was like old world glamour. That was my kind of vision.
Yeah.
So yes, the bridesmaids kind of came out before me, and I think everybody said that they just couldn't believe how beautiful they were.
Yeah.
And then, the photographs of my wedding kind of got out there. I put them on social media. I was just so proud of what we'd created. And then a wedding magazine, Wedding Ideas, got hold of my photos. The wonderful Bethan, who worked there, she found us, and she just said, "Where are these bridesmaids dresses from for this wedding?" And that's when me and my two now founders went, our new company. So it really came from that, from somebody kind of seeing the dresses, seeing how unique they were, and it was a kind of I had never seen anyone really wear a long, full length, full sleeve blue lace bridesmaid's dress.
Yeah.
It was very out there for 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And we still get comments about the Alara dress now, that it's just very unusual, and it's
Do you still sell it?
We do.
Oh, amazing.
It's our signature dress.
Still just as popular.
Absolutely.
It is beautiful.
It's absolutely stunning. So yeah, that's how our bridesmaid brand was formed, really, from my own wedding.
That's incredible.
And then we started doing bridesmaids dresses for friends, which was really special, and then friends of friends. Yeah. And then we got our first customer, Eliza, hello, who we didn't know, contact us through Instagram and say, "I'd love you to make bridesmaids, the Alara dress, the bridesmaid dressing for my wedding." And it just started from there, from friends of friends, and then going to people who didn't know us. And we set up a little Instagram and slowly built it up and up and up. And me and Kitty, actually, we used to go to brides' houses and we'd do bespoke. We didn't have a collection at this time, and we'd make bespoke dresses for them. But then as we developed the idea, we just thought, we need to offer our kind of sophisticated, elegant, timeless look So we created a little collection. We had a really small pot of our savings that we pulled together. I'd just had a baby. He was 3 months old. I was like, what am I doing?
It wasn't stressful at all.
Not at all. We were just like,
timing.
perfect timing. We just had to do this. So we pulled a little pot of our savings. Susan, who was working in Hong Kong for an evening wear factory, went to her boss that she'd worked with for 10 years at the time and kind of pitched this idea. They were really supportive. So we put in a tiny collection into work: a Lara dress, Edie dress, Olympia dress, Cecilia dress.
I'm impressed that you can remember all the names.
Oh, they're like my children. They're like my
I forget
children.
names.
So yeah, that's how our collection launched. And we were selling maybe a couple of dresses a week when we first started. For the first maybe 1 or 2 years, we were super small.
Yeah.
And we still have those brides following us on Instagram. We
that's
still
so
talk
lovely.
to them.
It's like a community as well.
It's
isn't it?
amazing. So yeah, these brides know who they are. We always call them like the originals. And whenever we hit a milestone, however many followers we had, we'd always tag them in and be like, this is because of you.
Oh, that's so nice.
When they sent us their wedding photos, I mean, I can remember the photos of a certain dress. I remember the Cecilia dress photo that launched that dress into the world. I remember it. I remember who it is, and I remember the photo. I remember the Luna dress. I remember the photo, and I remember the wedding that launched that dress.
Yeah.
And when other brides see other real weddings, I think it inspires them so much. We do so many photo shoots, which are beautiful to launch our new collections, but nothing is as special as seeing a real wedding and a real bridesmaid in a dress. So you can actually see the colours, the styling. So yeah, it was a magical time growing that business. The first 1-2 years was we didn't know what we were doing.
I love that you as well have the original photo that was picked up by the magazine in the window when you enter the showroom. Mm-hmm. I love that. I think that's so
Alara in the Alara dress, walking down my very long aisle at Stoneleigh Abbey when I was getting married, and that picture basically launched our business. It is such a special picture. We have a few pictures in our HQ that are monumental moments in our business, and that is the first. And we've got about 5 others. So if anyone comes and you want to hear the stories behind these photos, they're all there. But yes, our community of brides from the day we launched to now is strong.
Yeah.
Even though we have thousands more, each and every one is special to us, and we try our best to speak to them on Instagram stories and through social media. It's getting harder now because there are so many.
Well, like I told you the other day, one of my close friends, she's getting married in December, and she's just bought her wedding dress from you guys.
And I know what it is. And I'm not
She's
telling
kept
you.
that secret from me. I don't know what it is yet. So, but that's so exciting. And so back when you got married, did all your bridesmaids have different styles?
Yes.
Or were they...
Yes, we designed to the bridesmaid.
Yeah.
All my bridesmaids were different hair colour, different style, different shape. They wanted something different. So we designed to their personality. We designed it with them. I'll have to put on our Instagram a little history of like the fittings.
Yeah, definitely.
So people can see, because we try and talk about it and that's our background, but a lot of brides that kind of join us now may not know the history of it, but yes, they came to my house, we had many fittings. Yes.
And so did you choose to do, because obviously traditionally it used to be that bridesmaids would wear the same dress, the same colour, and I think, Rock My Wedding's ethos has always been your day, your way. And that kind of extends out to bridesmaids' dresses and what the bridal party wear and what they're comfortable in. So did you design the dresses for your bridesmaids based on what they wanted, what they felt comfortable in?
Yes.
Or did you all have the same colour? Or
I had a vision of this, again, this old world glamour.
Yeah.
And I wanted my bridesmaids not only to look incredible, but also feel incredible. For us at TH&TH, it's all about feeling incredible. And you won't feel incredible unless the dress fits. It's comfortable, it flatters you, the colour, enhances your own natural assets and colouring. Yeah. So yes, we designed those dresses for each bridesmaid.
Yeah.
And that's still our ethos today.
Yeah.
Even if a bridesmaid does want to go all matching, our dresses, we have designed them to ensure that they flatter every figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, it's so important, isn't it? Because obviously on the day you're being photographed at all different angles. Sometimes you don't know that you're being photographed. Sometimes you're having the kind of more pose photos, and you just don't want your friends or your, closest girls to just feel uncomfortable or they don't want to be in any photos. Or so I think it's so nice now that, there is that kind of open discussions about, okay, are there
What
parts
is gonna
that
make you feel comfortable?
dresses that you feel more confident in, colours, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think brides today, our brides are lovely. Our brides that come to us, that, their ethos, I suppose, with choosing bridesmaids is about the bridesmaids, not always about what they want. It's making sure that their girls feel the best and look the best. And the dresses we make are really good quality. Yeah. We use lots of classical evening wear techniques. It's why the dresses are the price that they are. The High Street does a fantastic offering, and there are budget options for people that, have different budgets. But a lot of our brides wear Suzanne Neville, Halfpenny, Emma Beaumont, all these incredible bridal magicians that create, just the most exquisite designs. And we always say that the bridesmaids' dresses really need to match the prestige and the vision of the bridal dress.
Yeah.
These dresses are a good few £1,000s, and I always recommend that a bride that buys a dress of that prestige does save budget for a good quality bridesmaid's dress, because the photos will tell that story forever. That is a legacy. That is an heirloom for future generations. And I think that if you are feeling good, you will look good in the photos and you'll feel confident. So yes, our dresses are boned. They have corseting, such as the Bardot dress. We do not make dresses without that support and that quality, and we put yards and yards of fabric in our skirts. So they kind of just they're just fluid, and they will flatter every different figure. We've designed Camilla dress, which is our best-selling dress. For every figure, we go up to a 28 in that, and people have just been so positive for it. We've had comments from bridesmaids, not even from the bride, just saying, I felt incredible in that dress.
Oh, that's so nice.
Thank you so much. I was so nervous about going bridesmaid shopping. I'm a larger bridesmaid. I was really nervous that my bride was going to put me in something that I really would not like. But no, that's a big part of our brand, that we want to, I suppose, educate brides and bridesmaids that you don't have to all be in the same dress.
Yeah, definitely.
If it looks great, please go in, totally matched. And we've had some fantastic matched weddings, but also we love mismatched. I think it just looks
it's huge.
Yes. And I think, the trend has just been growing for that. And mismatched fabrics, mismatched prints, and also mismatched brands. We've had weddings where bridesmaids have been in lots of different brands. One of them has been wearing us, and we've had other brands, and it just looks fantastic. I think Ivy Getty's wedding last year, she was one of our favourites. She had kind of the same vision, but all in kind of different looks and different.
Yeah, I love that. I think it's really nice as well, because we've seen at Rock My Wedding, like a lot of bridesmaids, like you say, have different styles, different brands, different, lengths, different tones, like everything. And it kind of is a way for each bridesmaids to express themselves as well. What one bridesmaid likes, another might absolutely hate. And that's absolutely fine.
And it works really well. We
Yeah.
did a wedding last week and it was like a pink theme, but they all wore completely different bridesmaids dresses, like fabrics and stuff. And it looks so good.
Yeah.
It was
Just
really
looks
pretty.
so fun as well.
Absolutely. I think it looks so fun. And, you've got that trend of hot pink coming through. And we've just had a wedding where we've had the tea rose, and they've mixed different kind of hot pinks and softer pinks, and then the flowers just kind of all tie it together. And it looked absolutely insane.
Do we think pink is coming back this year? New trend?
To be fair, I don't think it ever went away for us.
It's always been a classic, hasn't it?
It has,
But I feel like we've definitely seen a lot more people choosing it. Or I think
all of a sudden,
I think there's kind of this perception like, oh, everyone picks pink for their wedding. And actually, maybe it did die down a little bit.
I think it did a little bit, because we saw the sage green and burnt orange, which was huge.
Sage green has been the colour of our year this year. It has been so popular. And I think what we always say to people that come in, they're not too sure on a colour and they want a pretty pastel, but sage green offers that it's not so pretty like a pink, but it's not a kind of a dark. It's that modern pastel. It's still offering a pastel shade, so you can feel light. But a lot of people don't want to go down that pink route, like you said, because they think it's quite an obvious choice. But for me, I mean, my two founders will say that I like fight for the pinks. I fight for our pinks.
I love it. I think
love
it looks,
it.
I just think you'll never look back at a wedding with like a pink dress and think,
That colour's gone out of
what were they
style.
thinking?
It's so romantic. I think it's so romantic. It's so pretty. I think with the flowers, there are so many different pink options of flowers. Again, you can have the hot pinks, the fuchsias, soft baby pinks, all sorts of different pinks. You know, we've got the tea rose colour that we've done as a fashion colour. It was a fashion colour that we just wanted to try to see if something like that would work, and it's been
I love it.
amazing.
It's beautiful.
I actually wore that dress and I got so many comments. It was
It's
just,
gorgeous.
yeah, it was fabulous to wear.
Yeah. I do really like pink. I think it's a very classic, elegant choice.
Yes,
It's timeless.
it is
It is.
timeless.
I think
Timeless.
it's timeless, which again is something that our brand really, really, really is key. Time, like modern and timeless are the two phrases that I would use to describe our brand.
Yeah.
There are different eras, I suppose, in history where you can think about timeless. 20s,
Yeah.
30s, 50s, and now the 70s, I think, as well.
Yeah.
The 90s are kind of creeping in.
Kind of.
I'm not too sure whether we're so far ahead yet that we can look back.
No, not yet.
But
Bringing back the plastic chokers.
especially in bridesmaids fashion, the eras that we look at are definitely the 20s and 30s. We look back at Elsa Schiaparelli and bias cut and those kind of beautiful drapes. We've got the Athena dress, which is a classic, and I think people look back at the 20s and 30s and just see it as a beautiful era where fashion changed massively, and that bias cut is just dreamy, and brides and bridesmaids alike. I think it's just classic. If you have a bias cut, very simple cowl neck dress, I think that will look exquisite forever.
Yeah.
And the 50s, you've got Dior, you've got Norman Hartnell, you've got Charles James. That has kind of inspired our tulle range. So we've got Grace dress, Luna dress. It's very nipped in the waist, and then the big tulle ball gown skirts. And I think that era, the 50s, of evening wear cannot be matched. You know, post-war, women were just wanting to go out, celebrate, and I just think the
definitely.
glamour of that era.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we do really well with our tulle dresses, because the brides that want that glamour, you cannot beat a
kind
tulle
of like the
ball gown.
drama.
The drama.
That when they enter the room and they're like,
Yeah.
wow, I love that dress.
Absolutely. Like our Grace gown and our Luna dress, just made from exquisite tulle. We just put so much in. So I mean, when bridesmaids put it on, I think they can sometimes, it's a bit of an adjustment,
I was
because
they're
they're not
you see a
used
change in there.
Yeah.
their posture and everything. They come out of the changing rooms and they just feel that there's a change in them. And I think the 50s again is a very, very timeless era, and we look back to that for inspiration. And then finally the 70s, you know, Halston with his beautiful kind of satin liquid dresses, that's definitely inspired you know, our Isla dress, our Camilla dress. So we have these we look back at these decades and go, do you know what? The fashion.
Bring them back.
Oh,
Yeah.
everything comes back around.
The
definitely
fashion
comes back
from
around.
those eras are timeless.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think the 20s will ever feel dated. The 50s will never
That's
feel
so
dated.
true, yeah.
The 70s won't feel dated. The 90s slip dress, that is
That's
the big
true.
trend
That
at the
is,
moment.
yeah.
The Calvin Klein kind of look.
Yeah.
That is the big trend for weddings.
Yeah.
We haven't done a slip dress because, again, full body shapes, we've designed the Isla dress, which is kind of our slip. It's a little bit more structured. Our bride definitely wants something structured and be able to feel that they're being flattered by the dress.
Yeah.
So slip dresses, are everywhere. I think there always seems to be like a bridesmaid key dress of the season. You know, whether it was the two birds dress, there was obviously the ASOS, the glitter,
Yeah.
and the tulle
Yes.
dress. That
Yeah.
was
Ghost
We've had the
dresses.
ghost dresses, and at the moment it's the slip dress, which is like the zeitgeist kind of bridesmaid at the moment. Which looks fabulous. It
Yeah.
really does look gorgeous.
So we've seen, obviously, we've seen the burnt orange this year. That's been massive. And do we think that burnt orange is going to carry through to 2023?
At the moment, yes, because we're getting asked for it a lot. We only do one terracotta dress at the moment. Again, we just do little kind of tiptoes into fashion colours. We are a very classic, again, timeless brand. So sometimes fashion colours we'll just tiptoe into it and just test it.
Yeah.
And that's been really, really, really successful so far. So I think we're going to look at that colour a little bit more for next year. But again, it's like autumn, you know, that colour is just perfect for that autumnal September.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of obviously dried flowers as well, and that colour lends itself to like dried flowers, pampas grass, that kind of aesthetic.
And I think with destination weddings now are happening again, you know, we had destination dresses during COVID, don't want to mention that word, that we just didn't sell because destination weddings were off the cards.
Yeah.
Whereas now destinations weddings are back with force. And I think terracotta, again, in that hazy sun.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Imagine Ibiza.
Golden hour portrait.
Yes.
Ibiza sunset on a cliff top.
I also think for that though, like we saw kind of a burst of neutral tones.
Yes.
And now I think people aren't being afraid to play with colour again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like we say with the bright pinks, or like we've seen some yellow bridesmaids and this orangey colour. But then on the flip side, we also are seeing quite a lot of people wearing black bridesmaids dresses, which was never a thing before.
No, black's become quite big now.
My sister was actually going to get married in COVID. It got postponed and she had a smaller wedding, so didn't have bridesmaids in the end. But we had black bridesmaids dresses for hers, and it was going to be like a black tie.
I feel like
event.
it's such a classic colour though. It looks so classic, and I feel like it just looks really good no matter what. And black suits everyone.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
It's very chic, and we are going to be bringing out a limited edition black range, exclusive.
Oh my God, was that an exclusive?
Rock My Wedding exclusive.
Rock My Wedding podcast exclusive later this year. So yeah, watch out for that. We've been asked for it a lot. Again, we'll tiptoe into it and we'll do a limited range of it. But yeah, we have been asked for it a lot. Yeah. It's kind of like that champagne or black for that black tie wedding, which is just exquisite.
Oh, it's stunning.
And I think, again, after COVID, people are wanting these really quite formal celebrations now. There are two ways. People are going a little bit smaller, a little bit more intimate, or they're going all out for the big, glamorous wedding with all the frills, like everything, cherry on top, and black tie, I suppose, suits that opulent.
Yes, it does, absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
No, I think black is making a bit of but not even a comeback because it was never really a thing, but black is definitely more popular.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of black and white.
White,
dresses.
White
Yes, we had ivory bridesmaids dresses. We launched them 2 years ago, and that's been sensational for us.
Yeah,
we've had some incredible all ivory weddings, and it just looks such a statement.
It does look like a statement.
It looks gorgeous, and then against the flowers, if you've got some really quite contrasting flowers, it just is exquisite.
Yeah. But again, white. You know, sometimes it's not that flattering on people. Like they might not want to wear it. For example, white doesn't suit me. I say as I wear a white top. But you can kind of, chop and change like black and white, monochrome effect or that kind of thing. So I think it's definitely important that you don't have to feel like you have to just go down one colourway. And I think, again, that's definitely something we're seeing more of is kind of the brides giving the bridesmaids the freedom.
Although with white, I would give one little bit of advice. Please, please, please order swatches from either your bridal dress.
I thought you were going to say don't drink red wine.
That too. Or have a mustard hot dog. Please, please order your swatches from either your bridal dress or your bridesmaid's dress to match. Because the worst thing is if someone's bought a pure white bridal dress and you have ivory bridesmaids, it's going to be a clash. Because the bride's dress is going to look blue almost with an optic white, and the bridesmaid's dresses will look more creamy. So if you're going for white ivory, please check swatches first. Your bridal boutique will be fine if you could just walked in, with a swatch. I'm sure you'd have to call them actually. Walked in with a swatch just to check that the colours, did match, because I'd say that is probably one of the only colours that you really do need to make sure is matching.
That
was a nice little top tip there.
Top tips.
Top tip.
You need a jingle for that.
I was going to say, you should have a jingle.
And are there any other colours that you'd say to avoid putting together?
I mean, we love something totally eclectic. I wouldn't say there's anything that I've seen where I've been like, oh God, what do they think? No, I would say no. I'd say go for it. I think be bold. go for it.
Try anything.
Try anything.
Nothing's off limits.
Nothing's off limits, I don't think, with weddings.
And
now.
I think that's the nice thing about having that experience, about going into the showroom or wherever it may be, and trying the bridesmaids' dresses on all together, because you can kind of step back as a bride and say, okay, yeah, they do all go together, or actually, you know, these are all pink and someone's gone for a bright green over there. It doesn't quite.
Absolutely. We have a few different types of brides that come in, but we have a bride that comes in with her whole entourage. They all come, they try every dress on, and then they kind of work out all together the equilibrium, and they go, right, that is what we're all happy with. It could be mismatched, or it might work out that they're all in the same and they're all happy at the end of the day. Or we get a bride in that just comes in with one bridesmaid, maybe her maid of honour, and goes, right, we're deciding for the whole group. So,
oh my God, that'd be terrifying.
Yeah. We found, especially if bridesmaids live around the world. We had one recently, had a bridesmaid in South Africa, one in Canada, one in Australia, and then one that lived in the UK. So she brought her UK bridesmaids in, tried all the dresses on. They were all different sizes, and then they kind of, again, made that choice.
Yep.
We've had brides come in on their own sometimes and said, they're not getting a choice. I'm coming because I want to choose. That they choose. But I hope that they would love our dresses, whatever they choose, because they're, you know,
they are
so beautiful. But, you know, they are my children.
Yeah. Actually, I say that I've been a bridesmaid twice, and I've had the dress picked for me. And I've just
really?
so I don't know why I'm like I'm sweating thinking about it, but I've done it.
And how did you feel at that point?
Do you know what? I was actually really lucky because they were both really pretty dresses. But my sister got married last year, and we went to pick our dresses together, and it was so much nicer because she had 6 bridesmaids, and it was just lovely to try them all on and like do it. It's an experience, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is what I
think.
think.
It's an excuse for a nice girly day out and a bit of Prosecco.
This is what I think. I think it's a lovely bonding experience, especially if there's family involved. You know, we always say if there's family, friends, colleagues, it's really nice to have those kind of touch points, whether it is the hen do. If people can't come to the hen do, it's trying on the dresses, you know, not loads, but enough to kind of make the group feel bonded before the big day.
Yeah, definitely.
Because the bridesmaids, you know, their job is to attend to the bride.
Yeah,
that is their job, and they've got to be a team, and they've got to work together and have great communication.
That is very true.
The bride is their queen.
Yeah. And quite often, some of the bridesmaids, you know, it could be that they're from different groups of friends and they don't know each other. So to get them together to pick
it's a
their
cute
dresses,
bonding experience.
It's a really nice way to kind of, like you say, for them to all meet.
And
Absolutely.
you can just get drunk.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because I've been a bridesmaid, and there have been dramas on the wedding morning that we have had to hide from the bride.
No.
Yes, my best friend got married in France, and they drove all the bridesmaids' dresses over. And the night before the wedding, one bridesmaid's dress was missing. Oh, no. And we had to hide this from the bride for about 16 hours.
Oh, my gosh.
We were absolutely frantic.
I was going to say, does she know now?
She will now. Well, actually, no, she did, because we couldn't find it.
Oh, no. I was going to say, did you find it?
No,
What
we didn't.
happened in the end?
Luckily, one of the guests had a matching blush dress with a pattern on, and the maid of honour wore that. So it was like the maid of honour had a special dress.
Oh my gosh, that was so lucky.
But it was lucky, and it all looked absolutely beautiful in the end. But yeah,
Always
we hid
pack
that.
a
We
spare
hid that, and we did have to. Always pack an extra dress.
Yes,
Just in case.
You
If
never
you're
know.
going abroad, if you're going abroad.
I wonder where that other dress is.
Well, I actually need to blame my husband for that.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
That might be quite a long episode.
Never mind.
But yeah, I think bridesmaids, you know, they're that team. They have to keep the bride calm, cool, collected, because brides stress. Their stress levels are peak for a year.
Yeah.
Before, you know, that kind of goes up and down, but then, you know, the adrenaline before the wedding, the few weeks before, brides can get a little bit crazy and irrational. I was that bride, so I know. And bridesmaids are there to kind of rationalise in a calm, collected way for that bride, to be there to help. You know, anything and everything. So pick your bridesmaids wisely.
Yes. We do have an article, actually, I think, don't we, about being a bridesmaid?
Yes, we do.
So we'll make sure we link to that.
So what colours do we think we're going to see more of in 2023? Carrying on the burnt orange
and sage green.
And sage green.
Mm-hmm.
I think different shades of green. We're looking at launching more shades of green, because we have a pistachio, which is like a kind of a lighter sage. We have sage, which is your classic. Then we have an emerald, which is kind of the darker, but we're looking at releasing a more olive which kind of sits with that terracotta, especially as people, again, the destination weddings are happening again. We've got lots of people going to like the Balearic Islands, Spain mainland, France, Italy, the classic. And I think olive just suits that kind
it's
of
beautiful. It's like Mediterranean kind of.
Yeah, definitely.
Just gorgeous. And potentially a little midi coming in as well.
Ooh.
I was going to say, are there any kind of specific styles that you feel like are going to be really big in 2023?
I think satin is just going to carry on being such a trend. It is such a beautiful fabric.
It looks so beautiful in photos as well. Like it's all flowy and
it just reflects the light beautifully. It's if it's cut properly, it's so flattering. And again, this is why we haven't done slip dresses for our brand. There are lots out there. The market is quite saturated with slip dresses, but we decided to kind of do satin in a different way, make it structured. So, someone with a large bust, like myself, would feel supported. I could wear my own bra with it. Our Camilla dress, you can wear your own bra. It's got a back on it. So you can wear satin without feeling kind of loose. Which sometimes I can feel. I have worn slip dresses before, and they're not for my body shape. But we wanted to design something satin that would carry on that trend, but bridesmaid would feel comfortable and not too exposed. Yeah.
And one thing that I think is really important as well, that actually brides and bridesmaids may not think about, is something you pointed out to me when we came to the showroom, is that actually all your dresses are designed with beautiful backs, because when bridesmaids are walking down the aisle, that's what is going to be seen.
That's what you see.
The guests are going to see the bridesmaids' back.
Absolutely.
Rather than, obviously they'll see the front as well, but they'll be walking down the aisle.
Absolutely. You look at bridal dresses, they have trains, they have beading, they have buttons, they have a veil, they have the most exquisite back detail, because the bride is walking down the aisle, and as she passes, you look how beautiful she is from the front, and then you've got all the detail at the back, which is just as breathtaking.
Yeah.
We have the same idea for bridesmaids. So all of our backs are designed to be as beautiful as the front. So when you're walking down the aisle, nervously,
shaking,
walk slow. The back of your dress will just look as exquisite, and the congregation will just have a kind of fashion show almost as you're walking down the aisle.
When I think of that, I always think of the famous picture of Pippa Middleton at Kate Middleton's wedding.
Yes, definitely. That went
dress.
viral.
She looked incredible.
I mean, she launched 1,000 trends, didn't she? I think that wedding launched so many trends. That dress was just absolutely incredible. And again, it was a cowl back, beautiful crepe dress, I believe. And again, her bottom was
she did look incredible.
It was, and I think we've designed a lot of our dresses that are a little bit more figure hugging because of that trend. Our Cecilia dress, which again is one of our best selling, it's very, very form fitting, and it hugs your hips and your butt, and it gives you the most incredible silhouette. That's not for everybody. Not everybody wants that. They prefer an A-line. But we do have the Cecilia dress, which is just beautiful. It has a train, and it just looks exquisite.
If you do your squats in the gym, that's the one.
So thanks Pippa for that that inspo.
Yeah, exactly. So what is one piece of advice that you would give to bridesmaids or brides choosing their bridesmaids dresses, or just a piece of advice that you feel that you would have got when you were planning your wedding?
Okay, so I've got a piece of advice which I use as a mantra, and for brides, this is really how you need to live your bridal journey. It's that your piece belongs to you alone. Only you can give it to yourself, and only you can take it away. I think so many people have opinions of your wedding, family, mothers-in-law, mothers, sisters-in-law, friends, groom's best friend, that kind of distract you from what you want to feel. And I think weddings are all about feelings, and just try and keep your peace. Just don't let anybody else take that away from you, because it's such a special day. Yes, of course, it's about the dress and it's about all of the celebration and you looking amazing, but actually it's really about feelings. So when you look incredible in your dress, you're going to feel incredible. When your bridesmaids are surrounding you, that feeling of having your best girls on the morning of that wedding cannot be beaten. That minute, I'll get emotional. Those few minutes or hours that you're getting ready with your bridesmaids before you walk down that aisle is the most special time that you can be with your best friends. Yes, you've had all the nights out, you've had all the, ex-boyfriend's drama. But actually, that moment, that morning when you're all looking and feeling your best, it's about that feeling. So keep that peace and don't let anybody take that away from you.
I think I love that advice. I think that when I was bridesmaid for my longest friend, my best friend Sophie, she, like you say, we were all getting ready in the room, and it's that day is up there for me with one of the best days of my life. Like it's just such a special time. And if you're a bridesmaid or a bride, you're watching the person you care most about, or one of the people that you care most about, and it's their biggest day of their life. And I think
it's so special. And I think everybody, especially us being in the industry, we look at a lot of the photos, and a lot of it is about imagery. And that's fantastic after the day, but actually the day itself is just so special. And I would just say, my advice is to notice your feelings throughout that day. Notice the feelings that you feel when you walk down that aisle and you catch eyes with your great aunt or your boss or whoever. They're all there to support you. And notice your feelings when you're saying your vows. Notice your feelings when you're listening to the speeches. Notice the feelings when everybody's on the dance floor. Just stop and notice your feelings, because I think a wedding day is just all about feelings.
Oh, well, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you.
It's been so nice to have you on.
It has. It's been so good.
Go up to the bedrooms now and get in that copper bathtub.
Yeah, I feel like we should all do that, to be honest, and down the Prosecco as well.
Let's go.
And we'll pop all the notes and links to useful articles, bridesmaid fashion articles, and of course TH&TH.
Yes.
In our show notes. So, and we'll speak to you again next time.
We'll see you again then. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
This podcast is brought to you by We Are the Clarks, a creative photo and film team. You can find links to all articles in our show notes at rockmywedding.co.uk. And remember, if you're loving the Rock My Wedding podcast, please like, share, or leave a review on Apple or Spotify.